Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic medium, and today I am super pumped to have my good friend Kevin Lewis here. If you're new here, you're truly in for a treat to see how this guy connects with those in spirit. We're here at your service. We're going to be answering your questions, doing readings for you. It's something that Kevin and I love to do, and we try to do it, once a month or as often as we can. How are you doing, Kevin?
I am doing so great, Susan. Always a pleasure to connect with you, work with you, read with you. The energy always gets magnetized and magnified, and electric, I think, is some of literally, we've had electric moments where the power's gone out and the power poles have literally blown up twice. So it's always literally. So yeah, it's always great to be with you and the beautiful community. I mean, we can't say enough about each and every one of you. So it's good. It's good. We're in the midst of summer and the beautiful weather is back. So life is good.
Yes, life is good. And it is so good to be with you guys. Thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate you. All right. Well, we don't stand on ceremony much around here. We like to dive right in. And is there anything I need to tell you? I don't think so. We'll figure it out as we go along. Okay, let's get some questions going here. And again, thanks everybody for joining us. And if you're new here, actually, please check out Kevin's website, his YouTube channel. It should be for sure his website is in the comments or the description below. Our moderators usually do a pretty good job of giving both of our websites in the chat. But yeah, if you're new here, please stick around and comment, join our community, right? This is our community right here on YouTube. This is one of our communities. So let's get going. So you've got something starred, I see. All right, well, let's get going. If you're ready, Kevin, I'm ready, and I'll grab the first one and then we'll just rotate.
Sounds good.
We have 64-bit rewind. Can my guides confirm if my purpose is to perform music?
Oh, wow.
Well, okay, so the short answer is yes, but here's the thing about I feel, and I'd be love to hear what Kevin says, but here's the thing that I feel about our soul contract. They don't understand necessarily the financial or that part of it, right? Like you could play music and be completely doing your soul contract, like shining your soul light just by performing music to those people that love to hear it, whether it's 5 people or 5,000 people. So yes, I think in that way, it feels like that is your form of communication. Like that's how your energy wants to flow out, is through music. Like you probably find that you are communicating when you play music, and maybe you feel like you never can find the right words, but when you're playing music, it seems to be so much easier, right? So that is certainly validating. So yes, I think your purpose is to perform music, but I also think that you're a person who's meant to inspire people. Maybe that's through music, but I also think you could be a teacher, that you could be a person who inspires others to do their gift. You just seem like you have that energy to me. What do you think, Kevin?
I love that. I love the energy of it. I feel like it's your way of being in connection. And so connection to self, connection to community, connection to the spirit. And I think you can't go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong. It was an instant like yes. And it's like the guides are almost like, do we need to even say any more? Because you have that feeling, and that feeling is what it's all about. And so I think it's an absolute. And when you were saying, Susan, about like the other layers to it, whether it's let me back up. The one little part of it where they were saying, don't attach to the outcome of it, because that takes away from that feeling that's actually the most important part of it. And so all the layers of where you're feeling inspired in any given moment, whether that be teaching, whether it be doing things that are, out of your comfort zone as far as like where you're performing or with who and those types of things. Because I feel like there is energy around it that can create some change for you. And you might be choosing not to step into that for the reasons that might feel like reasons for you, but they're I guess where I'm going with this is I feel like there's more to it, but stay within that channel of how you feel connected to it, because that to me is you're on it's on point, it's on purpose, and that is, it feels wonderful. So yes.
Beautiful. And I think you can make money at it, right? Like, I don't want you to think that you have to be a poor starting artist, because that's not true. And I think if you'll take what Kevin said and really dive into that, because that when you're in that true expression of what you came here to do, then the money will come, right? It's when we get out of the true expression, which we have to, because we're in a 3D planet where we have to do things we don't want to do. We have to go pay that bill or go do that thing. That's normal, that we're not always going to be in the true expression of our soul path. But as much as you can be in the true expression of that, believe me, the success in however it's supposed to come to you will come.
Love it.
All right, Kevin, go ahead and spin the wheel.
Yeah, here we go. I'm going to go with this one. Gemma Lee, nice to see you. The dogs always get me. If there's, everyone go and change your profile picture, put an animal, I'll choose it. Spirit always brings you to the ones that has the animals, unknowing or not. When will I land my full-time permanent job, please? Sorry for posting now. I'll be at my doctor's appointment. Oh, I didn't read that part, but nonetheless, okay, let's just see. I'm going to use my new deck. I've got a new Time Oracle deck. Gemma Lee.
Nice.
I call it my Lisa Foster deck, which is literally the Time Oracle, but I got a new one that I'm going to play with this one. And let's see, because it's really specific. Oh, okay. I got in October. So that feels around the corner, Gemma, in October. So fall for me. What are we in August, September, October? Yeah, within the next 8 to 12 weeks feels good.
That's fast.
Yeah.
That's super fast. Okay, yeah. Fantastic. I feel like that. I definitely feel cooler weather, and the guides are saying pumpkin spice latte. It's going to be interesting, Gemma, if you like pumpkin spice lattes, but that's what they're telling me. You either love them or hate them, but there's an emotion around it, right? That's the funny thing about energy. It can be like, I hate it or I love it, but there's a lot of energy around that. So I agree with Kevin. I think it's coming up pretty soon. So yeah, good luck and let us know. I know you're gone at the moment, but hopefully you're watching this video and let us know what happens.
Yeah. And I heard one more little thing, if I can mention, just to be spontaneous. And it feels like in what you're, where you're actually focusing on job wise, it feels like spontaneous in the sense of applying, like looking at maybe some other things as far as where you've been looking. So broadening your search somewhat, Gemma. Be spontaneous.
Nice. Spontaneous. Keep that in mind. That's letting the spirit guides help you, right? All right. Let me grab this one right here. We're going to go to mediumship, which is Kevin's speciality. If you guys are new here, you're in for a treat. All right. Kathleen Moore says, does my past brother Wayne have a message for me especially regarding my other siblings who are living? Kathleen, let me just say that your brother Wayne, hopefully, and you just posted this, so hopefully you're still here. Let us explain this for a moment. When it comes to mediumship, okay, if you're new here, we have right now 350 plus people in the chat. That means 350 people have brought their dead relatives with them, because we're mediums. They can see us. They know that we can hear them. So it's nice if you're in the chat and you can say, yeah, that doesn't really make sense, or yes, it does. If it doesn't make sense, obviously we're talking to the wrong Wayne, which is very possible. But if it does make sense, then we can dive deeper and get you more messages. So if you're around, Kathleen, let us know. Okay, so Wayne, because the reason I even started that was because Wayne came in with a specific personality for me. he can be a little, the word I'm getting is taciturn. I'm not even sure exactly what that means, but I think he in his life, he could play the devil's advocate. Like he could be like, he could, it wasn't like he was difficult, but maybe he was a Gemini. He could play two different sides of something, mainly because he was smart enough to do it. Right. So he's telling me, it kind of in a nice way, he's kind of saying that it's not my business.
Mm.
And he to me, it feels like these people are set in their way, Kathleen. You know that by now. You're not going to change their mind. They're not, he does not feel like he can tell you something that's going to get them to change their mind or do something. He
Mhm.
feels like you want them to change or to agree or to stop fighting or something. And he just feels like he can't really help with that. He's telling me one of them is going to come around on their own volition of their own volition, and come to you on the down low. This is the living sibling is going to come to you on the down low and say, "Hey, I'm you're right. Like I'm sorry this went the way it did, but I can't say that to them because you know how they are." And I feel like, Kathleen, maybe you've been the mediator in this family. Like maybe you've been the one to like be the neutral person. And maybe it's common for people to come to you and tell you something in confidence, and you can't, it doesn't help, right? Because you can't fix the problem. If
Mhm.
everybody comes and tells you things in confidence, then you can't use that to fix the problem. So anyway, what do you think, Kevin? And Kathleen, jump in and let us know if what Kevin is about to say or what I said makes any sense.
Yeah, that would be helpful, Kathleen. As I step into the energy, it's really interesting. I'm going to show you the card first, and then I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to come back to the card. But I got success. And so actually I got two cards. I got success and worry. And as I stepped into the energy before I even pulled those cards, I felt the energy step forward, and I actually heard music start to play, which I thought was really interesting. And I know we just said the month of October, but again, it was like a revisit in the energy of the month of October. And so I feel like that's being highlighted if you'd be able to validate how you connect to the month of October. I'm curious, I saw the number 5, so I'm not sure if you are one of 5 or if there's 5 of you still here. And then I stepped into the energy of that, and I think Susan was tapped into this, the contention. And I do feel some upset, and I feel like I was like, give me more on this as far as the guidance. And it was the feeling of he just stopped at you, Kathleen. And I feel like that's where the success comes in, where you don't have to take on that feeling or responsibility. And he's not going to be in this place of saying, do this or don't do that. They don't bring that energy of expectation. And so with it, it's like you allowing yourself to not feel like you have to fix and change the upset and the parts that aren't working right now. And that's the success where you actually get to, however, okay, that's his birthday. Okay. And so however you would interpret that is, for me, it feels like you just maybe taking a step back and born in May. Okay, that's the 5. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the 5.
And so with that, Kathleen, he really is encouraging you. It's focused on your well-being. And that's it. And it's not to say that he doesn't have the same care for each other participant in this, but because you're asking and you're here receiving this, maybe if it resonates, take a look at that part of where you've felt the responsibility of trying to make it different and what that's done to you. So he comes in with a lot of love for you. And I also hear the name Michael around. I'm not sure if one of the people are also named Michael, but the M name as well is what I'm hearing. But lots of love to you, and that it's great that you're in communication with him. As far as like asking for guidance or asking for his help, continue that, and your own channel of communication with him. I don't think you're missing anything. So I know that you're in that ability to communicate mediumistically with him. So all the best to you, Kathleen.
That's a tough position, but I think you just have to step outside of it and not let them box you in. Like, I don't think Wayne was a person who could be boxed in. Like, I think he resisted that. I think he tried to march to a beat of his own, his own drummer. So I'm not sure what you mean by Martha mother.
Oh, maybe the M name, but I also get the M male name as well.
Oh, Martha Michael. Okay, sorry. Yeah, M name. Okay, got it. Um,
Yeah.
I think that helps, Kathleen. I think that you're in a little bit of a bind, and I'm sorry for that. But I think you just need to walk out of it, not let them box you in. That's he just keeps saying, don't let them box you in. He keeps saying, look at the history, look at our childhood, look at how we grew up, look at the connections, right?
Yeah.
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps you, dear. I wish you all the best.
Yeah, sometimes just doing different than what we, have done in the past. I think that sometimes whether we say it's breaking the cycle or just doing something different, he's empowering the energy that comes forward for you, Kathleen, and for all of them, if they were all here listening to this, is to powerfully step into making the right choice for you. And I think sometimes we do what we think is best for everybody, and that doesn't always serve us entirely. So look at yourself in this moment is what I'm getting.
Yeah, exactly.
All righty.
Sending you all the best. Go ahead, Kevin, and go for the next one.
Okay. Let's go with this one. Glorious, are you still here? Glorious. Severe reactions, like allergy. My skin's itchy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's an indication.
Reactions,
What
yeah.
is the cause of my severe reactions and where can I go for help? Yeah. Are you talking about, it sounds like an allergic reaction to me.
Reaction.
Yeah, she said yes, skin or allergy, yes. So your itchy skin was right on the money.
It was funny when I was looking down here, I started to get itchy. So I was like, they were already bringing me into the energy. I'll just say that I felt environmental. I got the boundaries card, which is really quite interesting. And I think that plays into the environment. There's some things that you're being exposed to. And of course, we're not doctors. So this is just reading the energy of what your question is. But to me, the energy of the boundaries, they took me right to your spine. And so there's some of the, I almost want to say, I don't know if you've looked into autoimmune that can be connected to sensitivities, but that's where they're taking me in relation to what you're being exposed to. Let's see if there's anything more specific. Go ahead, Susan, if you have.
I would just tell you that when we're doing readings like this, we're seeing into the future. So I would suggest that if it doesn't make sense, I would just write it down or just try some of these things and see what the cause and effect is. Because it may not make sense to you, but we're reading something that you don't know about, right? So just try to kind of like be a little bit more, if you can, try to give it some room. Yeah, I feel like Kevin is right with the autoimmune. I mean, I do think it is environmental, but environmental allergies can trigger autoimmune response. Basically, your whole body says, I'm allergic to everything now because I've been triggered. What I'm getting is white. I'm either getting flour or sugar. Getting food would be going to a very strict diet just to test it for say 30 days, which is a long time, but it would give you a real clear indicator the guides are saying. I'm not saying that's the only problem, but it seems to be they're calling it a contributing factor. Okay, so it's either like sugar, like white sugar, white flour, processed foods, perhaps. Then they're showing me a fiber, like a fabric fiber. It could be, see, here's the thing. When your body decides it's allergic to something, it becomes allergic to it's like a trigger. Your whole body goes crazy and it's allergic to everything. All of a sudden, not just one thing, but everything. So I've had people that are allergic to pesticides. Like if you're spraying like just some pesticides outside, boom, cleaning stuff. All these chemicals can just trigger you in a way that's brand new and doesn't make any sense. You're gluten-free and organic food only. So
Mm,
then focus on the sugar.
yeah.
Um, Focus on the sugar because they just keep showing me white, something white. What do you think, Kevin? Do you have anything?
Well, you actually jogged my memory when I said about the spine, and then I went to the autoimmune. It also is they took me to your nervous system. And so, and again, interesting enough, the boundaries card came up again for you, which was that, which kind of aligned with the spine. But I got the overcome obstacles, and I feel like there's an emotional element to it as well. And the boundaries card, it feels like there's some people irritation, if you will, that is escalating. So there's also that element is what they're showing me, glorious as well. But it's what I do want to say, and of course I have to say this again, we're not doctors. It's not medical advice, but the energy of it is, don't just allow, how do I want to word this, to have them put a band-aid on this by, let's just say, prescribing something. It feels like you want to get to the root of it, and you will. It doesn't feel life-threatening by any means, and it feels like something that you will overcome. So don't not continue to advocate for yourself is what I'm getting.
Yeah. And that in and of itself is a lesson for you in this lifetime, is
Mm,
to stand up and say no, because the Western medicine can be very um, clinical and not very understanding of these types of things that literally have no diagnosis, right? So for sure, definitely stand up for yourself. I think it's
mm,
going to just drive you crazy. I also see you getting help from like online forums. Like you just pick one of your symptoms and you go to an online forum for that symptom. I mean, it could be any kind of online anything, and you start getting, like, now you're picking up data from us, you're going to pick up data from here, you're going to pick up data from there, and in this way you're actually advocating for yourself. And I think that you're going to come out the other side of this, but I do think it's going to be a little bit of a travail. um yeah, if you're allergic to everything, it's I've had people where the guides have told them, like, um God, I can't think of your
I'm
name.
sure.
I know your name, but I don't want to say
I'm
your real name. But anyway, he said he worked in a sick building and got really sick, right? I mean, they're not going to co-sign this. They're not going to tell you this is happening. So it makes you crazy. It makes you feel like you're crazy. So start cutting things out until you start identifying what has an effect.
Yeah, love it.
Wish you all the best, dear. It's just be careful, guys, when you start having allergies, because your body can just, after you've lived a certain number of years, you've been having those allergies, but your body's been dealing with it. You didn't know. And then your body just says, I give up. I can't deal with it anymore. Well, you never knew you were having any allergic reaction at all because your body was compensating for it. So then when it flips, it's like people that all of a sudden have shellfish allergies, right? End up in the ER. Like they've
Mm,
been eating shellfish their whole life. And now all of a sudden at 40, 50, 60, they have a life-threatening shellfish allergy. That is why. It's not like it's new. Your body was compensating all that time. So it's kind of similar situation, I feel
yeah.
like.
I'm celiac, which I'm aware of, but what was really interesting, 2 weeks ago, I had lavender ice cream at a lavender farm over on Salt Spring Island, which I didn't have to go to the hospital, but I had an immediate, with one spoonful, allergic reaction where everything, it started off burning to itching. My whole entire mouth went numb. My tongue started to swell. I was really not in a good place, and that I had no awareness. I spray lavender spray most days, but there was something about ingesting it that I was not aware of. And so, to your point, that it can happen out of nowhere. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So take it serious. But I agree with Kevin. I don't think this is life threatening. I just think it's
Yeah.
going to be a pain in your rear end as you try to figure it out. And your life lesson is to advocate for yourself and stand up for yourself and have those boundaries and say,
Yeah.
I understand you're not listening to me, and I understand, but I'm going to go somewhere else and get
Yeah.
this help. So,
Susan, do you get the feeling, I felt like you were going to go there? Do you sense there's a bit of karmic energy in
oh,
it?
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Okay.
that's what I keep saying with life lesson.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah. But I mean, some people think of karma as like a punishment or something
Right.
bad, and I don't think either one of us think that way. But
No, and
it does
we
mean that you're going to work it out.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's just it. We're doing it in this lifetime. That's the thing. We don't
Yeah.
have. It's like you said. It's not a punishment that for life. It's a karma. Like That's
Right.
not the way either of us know, because I feel like each of us have actually experienced that, and
Yeah.
most or many of you in the chat have as well. So we get to rewrite that in this lifetime. So yeah.
Yes, that's the key. You heard what he said. We get to rewrite it, you guys. That's why it's prominent, and it's not just going to go away. We have to attend to it.
That's so crazy. It said 2525 and 555 in the chat. So there was just they brought our attention to it just to validate. Yeah. So that's
Wow.
really
Wow.
love
All
the number.
right. Thank you, Glorious. I wish you all the best, and mostly I wish you, to get through this quickly.
Absolutely. Love it.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Is it my turn? Is it your turn?
Sure. If yes, actually, I did have two people that popped in. If you want to,
Yeah. So explain that if you don't mind.
Yep. So what happens is, well, when I work with Susan, I'll often get people visiting beforehand, and I was in my studio for about an hour and a half prior. And so I did have two people that popped in. I'll share one of them right now. I heard the name William and Mark, and it might be the same name, a William Mark or William and Mark. And interesting, I heard the music, so keyboard or piano connection. I felt like fishing was a passion for him, and that he would have made his own little flies or fishing lures. I know that there was a recent ceremony, maybe not directly related to him, but somewhere in the in your family. Of course, it did feel like an untimely passing. So I would say I don't want to put it into I would say in his 40s or 50s. It feels like he was younger. There was something in particular about a small black comb that he would have had, and that there's a May celebration, and then I don't understand this one. And I even put a question mark, but there was some coconut reference. I don't know if that's an inside joke, I don't know what it is. I couldn't find the context of it. And then the one last thing was, it felt like this energy of message about him acknowledging you finding your way back and to keep going in where you've kind of been and where you are, and that perseverance was one of the reasons why you've had some of these challenges, if you will. But he's acknowledging that you are you're doing amazing, and that he just wanted to pop in to give you that little extra love and push, if you will. So if that resonates with someone here now, or when you're watching on the replay, put it in the comments and let us know. But it was a beautiful energy to step into. So
these spirits visit Kevin, like they're like, we need to get this message out, and he's kind enough to entertain them and give this message out. So if that makes sense to you while you're here, let us know. He gave you a lot of information. More often than not, Kevin and I find, because we've been doing this for a long time together, that people email us and say, that's me, this this is how all this fits together. So yeah, it's okay if you're watching the recording and you're like, oh my God, he's talking to me. That just means that your person in spirit really wanted to get this message to you and knew you couldn't be here, so they delivered it this way, hoping that you would watch.
I mean, Susan and I are typically in awe. Sometimes it lands in the chat now, but most often, I would say. And the other part about it is it's most often sometimes multiple people claiming all or the majority of the information, which is, we usually are like in awe afterwards, going like,
that's a pretty specific thing. Like, he makes his own fishing lures, died under 50. I mean, this is not like generic stuff, right? These are very specific things. But spirit doesn't waste energy. So if there's if there's 3 people out there and they can get 3 messages out, they'll do that.
They do. Love it.
Nice. Thank you, Kevin.
Yes,
I feel like the message was delivered. I have a sense of like completion, like somebody's happy that it got out. I don't know. It'll come to completion. Fantastic. That's awesome. Very cool. All right. Did you have someone else that came through, or just him?
Oh, do you want me to do that? I can do that one now too. Yeah. Do you want me to? Yeah, I heard the name Sandy, and I felt Sandy is a mother. She would have kids. I felt like it was a female type cancer, attributed to her passing. And she would have been a part of, I couldn't quite make sense of this. She said like I'm a part of a club or what felt like seniority, not seniority,
Sorority.
sorority, like
When
that.
you're when spirits got a hold of your brain, you guys, it is difficult. Let me tell you.
Like I'd like to buy a vowel. There's a German Shepherd or a mix dog, but would resemble German Shepherd connection. And then heart energy transplant, which I thought was really curious. You would know someone that would have or is going to have and I didn't even know this is possible, a heart transplant. Is that a thing?
Oh yeah, no, that's a thing.
Okay, I feel like I drew a blank on that one. I also saw the number 7, but then she put it into a card. It was like a playing card with the heart, and I felt like that was moving into the energy of this heart transplant, but
Oh,
success around that. And then one other, actually, I heard the name Michael, and I heard the month of November being significant. And then there was I don't know any songs of it, but I'm just going to share. There was a Chubby Checker reference. And that's a
nice.
musician, right?
Oh yeah, that's very specific.
So
Super
that
specific.
was that was that one. And so lovely energy again, Sandy. Yeah, that was it.
Nice. Wow. Well, I hope you guys get those messages. If you're here, that let us know. If you watching this video later, let us know.
Yeah,
Either one of us, if I get an email, I will forward it to Kevin and vice versa. So believe me, we'll share it together.
we will.
So awesome. Thank you, Kevin. That's amazing. Such detailed messages truly is one of the things that I really like about his readings. All right, what are we going to next?
Oh, is it your turn or is it my turn?
I don't know.
You go
I
ahead. Yes.
can probably grab something. Um, oh, I'm sorry. You're Nartha Bossamy says, I have one question. I just reported a bunch of succulent babies. I think you maybe replanted them. Will any survive, or did I just commit a massacre of the succulents? No. Oh, the poor baby succulents. No, no, I think they're fine. I think there is going to be some that's not going to make it, but the guides are saying it's survival of the fittest. That's what
Yeah,
they're saying. And if they're healthy enough, they're going to be fine and not to worry about the ones that don't make it, because they're saying to me literally ashes to ash, dust is to dust. So meaning that this is a normal life cycle, right? They can go and fertilize um, other things. But to me, I think that there are going to be quite a few. The ones that survive are going to be pretty hale and hardy. They're saying they're going to be very robust. What do you get, Kevin?
I pulled 2 cards on it. I got the success card and I got the light card. So making sure that they're in the right lighting. But interesting enough, I know that your question was what it was, but at the same time, I got a hit
Uh-oh.
on your writing, that you're writing. And I don't know if you'd understand if your dad feels fatherly energy on the spirit side. If you could understand that, Yunartha, that or a fatherly energy on the spirit side, but about your writing, your creative writing, that you, let's just say you don't need to, but if you feel called to writing, pursue that. Pursue that. Feels like the part of the message. The plants, the succulents
Succulents
were
are
a
ganging
catalyst,
up on you to get you to write, I think.
right?
Let us know if you have any inclination toward writing. It might be something that you try to keep to yourself, which I get, but I think if it's that strong that spirit is having Kevin, that's a pretty strong thing. They mean that. Hopefully you're still here and you see that and you can answer us. I want to say that you did have a hit on. Okay, so Good Karma says William was my dad, Mark was my ex. Both are in spirit. We had my son's wedding in Hawaii. Coconut reference. The
Okay.
other 2 clues don't fit.
Okay.
Okay, so again, I think that I think you can claim that because again, spirit doesn't waste time. Um,
Yeah. And I don't know which 2 didn't fit, but that's okay. And it's interesting that it's two people. So maybe just take the information. But if you felt something there, it was at least a message from your loved ones, you know, for you, good karma. Absolutely. So when it doesn't fit 100%, don't discredit it that it's not them giving you a message, because those are really specific things. So when you're able to gather, you know, half or more of that, take that as a little postcard from them. Absolutely.
A postcard. I love it. And Unartha said thank you.
You're welcome, hun.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay. Go ahead. I think it's your turn, dear.
Okay, sure. Lots of questions about health in here, which is, I'm being drawn to this one as well. Pamela, if you're still here, Pamela Escobar, is there any childhood, okay, is there any likelihood, sorry, I can't read, any likelihood of my daughter, Anna, being cured or relieved of her diabetes, especially with fibromyalgia and long COVID in the near future? Oh, wow.
Disabilities, not diabetes, just so that you know when you're.
Sorry, thank you.
That's okay. Fibromyalgia and long COVID in the near future. Okay.
Oh, this is curious.
Okay.
What deck? I'm gonna go with this one. And just let us know that you're here, Pamela.
Yeah. And while we're waiting on Pamela, I do want to say Good Karma came back and said that the fly fishing and the young death were the two things that didn't fit. And I get a hit that maybe tonight or tomorrow, I think this could be the father, or this could be the uncle. This is somebody else's spirit, but it's in your family, who did the fly fishing and who had a younger death. They're ganging up. They're like, there's more than one.
And so that's a good point, Susan, because sometimes it's like, it's not directly to them. So sometimes when we'll say a name and people be like, no, that's not their name, but it's like your brother's name or that. So they're reaching out to other people in the family as well. So always being open.
Yeah, they come in it's like a web. It's an energy web. So you got your brother, but your brother had an experience with the uncle or whatever, and so it's the family is coming in. So you might want to just pay attention and see if that. And then let's see. I don't see Pamela here, but we can go ahead and read for her.
The card. I see a lot of healing energy. It's so great. From two different decks, I got the two love cards, which I feel she is surrounded by that. And beautifully, look at this. I got the healing card.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Nice.
I really feel like there is a lot of like sometimes when we attach to the diagnosis, that we start to identify in it. And I feel like Spirit's encouraging you in your demonstration, because you have influence over your daughter, that in a way of separating that she is not the illness. And I do feel healing around her. And I don't even want to step into the timeline of it, because we can step into that energy of healing miracle in this moment. So we don't have to wait till this and this and this. So I'm sending that energy. We're all sending that energy, that there is going to be a full recovery, so that she can release all of this energy, Pamela. That's what I'm getting.
Super nice. All right. I had gotten that I definitely see a turn for the better. I didn't get a full recovery, but I'm willing to go with that. And I think that's an important thing that Kevin said, is when we put our own earthly constructs on spirit, we're limiting spirit, right? So when we allow spirit to fix it any way they can, meaning miracles can happen, and we all have miracles all the time, really and truly. It was a miracle that person didn't hit me the other day. They almost hit me. We say it all the time, but we don't really feel it, and then we don't embody it. So I agree with everything Kevin said, and we wish your daughter and you all the best. I think it's going to be unconventional. However she gets to the end, it's going to be an unconventional route that she takes, whatever that looks like for her.
Yeah. This is just a quick one, because it's just such an instant yes, absolutely. And so maybe that spirit was just actually bringing our attention to that one.
Because I saw that too. Didn't I start it? Because I saw that too. I was like, okay, yeah, you guys,
but how they
Sound
withstand.
healing is amazing.
And so for Pamela, for your daughter, that this could be, and that's the way that spirit will kind of piggyback things. So yes, to answer your question, Jay and Pamela, if this resonates, and it's interesting, there's been a lot of mention of music tonight,
That's true.
of music. So these themes are not by coincidence.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Totally agree.
can I choose one?
Yeah, go ahead.
This one, and it's just sometimes they're just so because this will speak to other people. There is no judgment on the other side, period. And so how people transition, there's no judgment, and yes, they are okay. They go to that same place of reflection, and in that reflection they can see, if you will, through a different lens, the impact that that creates, but knowing that they are more than okay. They're more than okay, surrounded by that love, Diane. And I'm sorry that that was your experience with your mom. And I know a lot of people have that these experiences, but unaliving oneself, there's a lot of things around that energy that says different, but every single person, and I've done thousands of readings, that spirit that have come through, that's the point. I've made connection with countless people that have unalived themselves, and they have to be okay in order to communicate with the medium. So to answer your question, yeah, she's okay.
She's fine.
Yeah.
And I think it's a mercy. You know, if your soul is in such just such pain and agony, then it's a mercy. It's a loving, healing reunion with light, with all that is. It's a beautiful reawakening, or just coming back in, right, and getting that healing. So it's what they need, and that's what they get. So she's fine. I'm My best friend did this, unalived herself. So I kind of, I mean, it wasn't my mother, and so that's a difference, of course. But I get it. We have a lot of people, Kevin and I, that say, I didn't get to say goodbye, and understand that that's also by design as well. That this is what they chose, and sometimes that is what is necessary. So I hope you can work on your own healing and your own love for yourself, and your own letting go and forgiveness of anything that you might be holding against yourself, or fears or worries, because there's no blame for you. You couldn't have known anything. You couldn't have done anything. And this goes for everybody. Okay, there's nothing you could have done. If a person makes this decision, they make the decision themselves. They do it out of agony. They're met with love and healing. And really, if somebody was in that much agony, we would want them to get the love and healing that they need to get, right? Like whether it's through an intervention, through a medical process or a therapeutic process here on this planet, or if that is not possible because of what this person has chosen, then they're going to get it on the other side. But there's no judgment.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Such a good point, Susan. And just to add one more thing about it, is that the human experience is not a punishment. And so likewise on the spirit side, so how someone transitions, it's not like, because you've heard people say, and my understanding through the communication with spirit is that we're not going to be punished and have to come back and do these lessons again necessarily, that sometimes that is their soul contract. And so in that, there isn't, again, just that automatic that there's punishment, that, okay, you've done this and now you're going to have to come back and repeat and suffer. That's not it. It's not it. We've misinterpreted, in my experience and opinion. But here's the thing. I know suicide impacts most of us in some degree of separation, and with that, the normalization of the conversation, because there is impact, and so it's sensitive, yes, but on the spirit side, they're doing well. They're all doing well. So
They're doing well.
yeah.
Yeah, beautifully said, Kevin. Okay. I send you love and light, dear. It's got to be it's hard. I'm just going to say that. I know that it's hard. You
Yeah.
guys please seek help. Join groups, support groups. I'm glad you're talking about it. I'm glad you asked us for help. That's an important thing to do as well. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Um, okay, let me see. I've been starring away over here. Um, um, yeah, it's a whole lot. This is the medical show.
Yeah, it
Um,
is today.
okay.
Interesting.
It's okay. I mean, that's what the energy needs. But we're going to go to a house moving. Denise says, "Will we find a house and be moving anytime soon?" Thank you, Kevin and Susan. Thank you, big fans. Really appreciate you. Will we find a house and be moving anytime soon? Those two things are like night and day. Like
Mm,
you are going to find a house, um, and then there might be a little delay in the moving, but the if that happens, the guides are saying, see the bright side,
mm,
because I think that on the other side of it, you're going to be like, you know what? This was a big pain. And we thought this was like not the best thing for us. But then because it was delayed, these great things happened. It's sort of like unanswered prayers turn out
mm.
to be really good sometimes, right? What are you getting, Kevin?
I'm gonna use this, and someone asked about it. It's the Cosmic Timing Oracle deck for someone who asked, or I think a few people asked what it was. And this is interesting because I feel like your question was kind of two-parted. And so I heard to pull two cards, and the first one was within 6 months, and the second one was within a year. And so I feel like how you're putting it out powerfully into the world, you might consider relanguaging that, because it's almost like a glitch where it's like you know what I mean, like I don't know the order of it or something. So really get into the detail of, because finding a house I think is you could walk across the street and find a house. Do you know what I'm saying? But you're looking to buy a house that's right and suited for you. So get into the energy of the detail of what you're actually calling in. And so I would lean to within that 6 month energy. Kind of looks into to the new year for me. But that yes, it'll be a yes. You'll be moving.
You'll be moving. And I just want to say that I think there's also a potential. Maybe one of the things that, so there does just seem to be like a disconnect here. Like Bill, Kevin, and I are picking up like, yes, yes, you can find the house, all that. But I feel like Spirit is also saying, if you can look outside of your of what you've decided is like what you're looking for, or maybe you and your husband have like put each of your wants list together into one single list, and so everybody had to give up a little bit to compromise. I just feel like there's a house that could manifest quicker, but it's like around the corner. It's like you can't see it. And if you just allow Spirit, if you're just a little bit more open, and let's say the realtor says, well, this isn't the neighborhood, or this isn't the house, or this, whatever, but you go look at it. What happens is when you're walking down the street, the neighbor comes out and they're going to sell their house, but it's not on the market yet.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Spirit will bring you there, not to the place you're going, but they'll get you as close as they can to that synchronicity. So just be really open and try to follow. I don't know why. I just think we need to go to this open house. When you say, I don't know why, I think I just need to, that's guidance. That's basically parlance for your guides are saying, hey, why don't you check this out? So I think just it can be faster, I think, if you're allowing them to lead you a little bit more.
I love that. Um, oh, that's really great. Mima Miriam, I wrote a list of what I wanted in a new house and got
I got
9
9 and 10.
things that I wrote for manifesting. That's it. I just had, and the reason why I'm doing that, because a friend who I suggested to do similar, and she just, I shouldn't say too much, but they just told me that they found exactly what they were looking with checked
I
every
love that.
single box on their list.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then there was something else. Did you see the one about the question? It was just recent where she said her husband and her, is he helping or hindering? They're in their relationship. Did you see that one?
I didn't see it.
It stood out to me because that's been a theme in readings in the last like couple of
Is
weeks.
that right?
Yeah,
It's not starred, right? So we don't.
it's not started, but it was
Okay.
recent.
We have 650 people in here and a whole bunch of comments. But if you're here and you ask that question, please put it back in the chat. And thank you, moderators. I don't think I have enough moderators because this is my other channel. I have another channel and I've only done a few lives on this channel. So I'll try to grab, I know that Karen's here. I was going to try to grab her and make her a moderator, but if you can repost your question, that'd be great.
Okay, sorry, I can't find it.
Okay. Let's do this because this guy just has the best name and he's posted a few times. One hot computer man. Woo woo! All right, sir. I like the way you're showing up in life. He's claiming it. What lesson or gift is unfolding at this moment for me? At this moment, look at that question. Wow. Liking the shades too. So let's see what lesson or gift is unfolding. You know, I see the Akashic records. I feel like you feel like the kind of person who could operate, who could go into the Akashic records and do readings using the Akashic records. But also I see what is that thing? I can do it. It's called math. It's sacred geometry. I also see sacred geometry for you. The gift that's unfolding. You're very claircognizant, which is psychic thinking, psychic knowing. That's the hardest one, in my opinion, to know when it's happening because it shows up as our thoughts and it's hard to know which is which. But that's what I'm getting for you. What are you getting there, Kevin?
I think you were reading what I was writing down on the paper. First of all, that was amazing.
That happens.
Yeah.
Mind, Mel.
Yeah, exactly. I wrote down deeper spiritual understanding is what's happening for you right now through the clairs that are being activated. And I guess one of the reasons is to take you deeper within your trust in things. One hot computer man. And so I also feel a connection to nature with you, and the animals are also playing a part in the communication for you it's to learn about yourself deeper on a spiritual level. So to really capture that energy, your clairs, like Susan said, the claircognizance. I also get the clairaudience for you. So you learning to differentiate between the subtleties of your own, voice or the voices in your head, and some of that being spirit. And so really the attunement of what's happening is for you to sharpen your awareness. And so they feel like they're slowing down. And even though the world's going fast and it's busy, you're able to slow down time in a way, and that feeling of like pause or being the observer is a part of it for you. So a wonderful time. And I like the detail, like Susan said, in the way that you've asked the question, that really specific. It allows us to kind of laser into the energy of this moment, which is great. When people ask questions and it's like kind of out there, it's hard for me. It's harder to tune into that versus the energy of that specificity. So well done.
Yeah, well done. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your question. Kevin, do you want to grab the next one?
Sure. And he just said that I'm not sure what this is, but I'm a member of the Light Keepers Forum.
Oh, nice.
Is that something to do with the Akashic Records? I'm curious.
I don't know. You'll have to tell us.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell us what that is.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I think it was this one. Although maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was the question. What I want to say about this, and so if it was, or if there was multiple people that were asking this, because the other one was worded a little bit different, but I've noticed a theme in my readings right now, and it was this a similar. I don't want to say too much. So it was a similar energy of what I was picking up on, and the guidance was just in this recognition that. Considering that you're in this energy cycle, if you will, it's almost like the ebbs and flows. And right now, you're both at that kind of like ebb where it's like you're on the outer. So there feels like there's a little bit more distance, or it could feel like disconnect, but that energy feels like it's going to continue to move and that it will come back to a common point. But the question was, is it helping you learn kind of like the life lessons? And yes, the answer is there is reason for, the contention or the disconnect. And exactly that, you kind of answered it yourself. It is for the learning. It is for the learning for you and for him. So I don't know if that helps or not, but that's what I was prompted to share.
Nice. Very nice. Love it. I agree. I agree with Kevin. There's a friction there, and we learn when there's friction, right? When we have to push against something, we get stronger. When everything is just easy, then you're not learning anything. And sometimes we're not supposed to be. Some relationships are not, that's not where our lesson is, right? Your situation, that's where the lesson is. So there is friction there. You are pushing back. And it seems complicated in a sense that I just can't come right out and say that this is bad. It seems to me that you're going to reach a point. You're both, you both or him are going to reach a point where you say this is working or it's not working. And what I know is that you can reach that decision yourself. You can reach it together, or he can reach it. Those three options are possible. So I would just continue to, what this is doing is showing a mirror to you. What do you want? I don't like that. I do like this. And you're at this place where it's harder for you to put up with something you don't like. Like I'm in this place in my life too, where things are really obvious. Like I'm super sensitive or something all of a sudden to when I'm out of alignment. I used to be able to be out of alignment, and never even be like, I don't care. Now I'm out of alignment and it's almost untenable. So I think you're getting more sensitive to being out of alignment. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is 2025, which is a 9-year numerologically, and it's endings and beginnings. And the guides tell me when we go into 2026, if it's not working, it's not going into 2026.
Yeah.
So this is a good time to really say to people, I want to work through this. Can you help me work through this? Or what is your choice? It's a good time to try to fix some things, but it's also a good time to understand they have free will. And if they don't want to do it, then that might be the answer. That might be the end of that situation.
And that makes sense of what they were showing me in the kind of like in the visual where it's like this coming together point. And another way of interpreting that is that crossroad where there's a decision made, because it's like in this energy, it feels like, it's that movement where you come to that point where there is decision. And you're right. It is, we're not going to carry this over. We're at our wit's end with things. And so we're ready to create different. And that's a powerful place for change. And sometimes that's difficult, but that we're able to, sometimes do what's best for self and others through making hard decisions. So all the best in what you're going through, because that's tough,
It's a tough situation. And I think you guys have had many past lives together. And I think this is coming to a head in this life. In this lifetime, like you've played all the roles for each other, you've really worked a lot of things out. And in this particular, that's why I think it's confusing to you. You know what I mean? It's not clear because you've worked a lot of it out in past lives, but now there's just the small things that are not quite fitting. So Yeah, but be gentle with yourself is my best advice. Be gentle with yourself. It's always when you're in that kind of learning situation, it's easy to be impatient with yourself or impatient with the process, but you really can't be. It just has to happen. Wish you all the best. Take really good care of yourself. All right, let's yeah, I don't know what to say about twin flames. I think I don't know what your I think people have different definitions of twin flames, but from my perspective, I think you guys have had many lifetimes together and you've worked out a lot of karma or a lot of lessons and you've done this willingly. Like Kevin said earlier, nobody makes you do anything. You choose. You go back over there and you can look at your life and go, "Oh my gosh, now I get it," right? Like, wow, I want that. I want to heal that, or I want to learn that, or I want to experience that. So you guys have been choosing to do this dance. But that does, and this is why I said what I did, because I've been in your shoes. There's three options here. It does not mean that you're twin flames and you've got to stay together. It doesn't mean that. It means that you can learn the lesson. He can learn the lesson. You can learn it together. But those are your three options. If you learn it and he decides not to learn it, then you've learned it. You're going to move on. It's like going to the next grade in school.
Mm.
If somebody doesn't do the work, they don't go to the next grade. You did the work, you're going to go to the next grade. It's up to him. And sometimes you can both learn the lesson and then come together and say, okay, I get it, you get it, but we choose not to go forward together. Or I get it, you get it, and we do choose to go forward. It's all about free will in a lot of ways. All right, I'll stop going on about that. Sorry.
That was a lot of energy. It was great. It needed to be said. Oh, and by the way shower that what he was talking about was your online community.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I get it. The light. Yes. Okay. Thank you. The magical medical. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for being a part of my community.
Yes.
I'm glad that you think of us as light workers, because we really do think that we are. Okay. Rainbow Dragon Mystic said spot on. Thank you. Okay. I've lived your life, Rainbow. And listen, I was in a 20-year relationship that was easier to end than that one. That was the karmic one. The karmic one was like, oh my God, why can't I end this? It was like I was in this bizarre like thing that I couldn't get out of. It was so unusual for me, right? So I get it. It has that karmic feel of many past lives and just a lot of history, a lot of lifetimes of history, right? Okay, let's move on. Go ahead, Kevin. Grab a question.
I really got one. This one popped out. I can't stop seeing 111 everywhere. The other day I saw it 6 times. Who is trying to get my attention? Wow.
Nice. I love seeing repeating numbers. Some people see repeating numbers on license plates, on clocks, on billboards. They can come in any way, shape, or form. And that's just one way that you can get messages, right? You can get messages all different kinds of ways. Jean says angels. Yes.
Mm.
Go ahead, Kevin. Are you ready? No?
Yeah, no, immediately I felt energy of mom as one of the ones reaching out. So if it's motherly energy, if you'd understand that. But what's of equal importance to that, because yes, I do feel like it is a sign from loved ones, but I also feel like it's a prompt for you to pause, is what I've heard. So pausing into just recognizing that the signs, for example, the repetitive 111s, is to pause you because it's the validation. So it's like, that can be, you've requested something, you've put something into the universe, you've asked for something, and it will be the way that the universe will, just answer it, so that you don't always have to go chase what the meaning is. Because I don't feel like you're missing anything, and especially to see it like 6 times, I think you said in one day, it's also about the pause and just being present in the moment and just, and I'm sure you do, because I think it's happening so often, you're in gratitude of that. And I feel like, if anything, sometimes that can amp up even more when you're in that energetic flow of gratitude and recognition. So yeah, I think it's layered for you is what I get.
Yes. But I'm glad you're paying attention to it, because that's like acknowledging the sign is like 50% of the whole thing, right? Like they're so happy when they're like, oh, thank God our human got our message, right? So I think I 100% agree with Kevin. I would just add, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but write it down, because your brain isn't gonna remember. Your brain is like, that just, I got to remember the grocery list. I got to go remember here. I got too much to remember. So please make notes when you have these signs, or that dream, or you hear something, or you know something, or something happens. Please just create a journal, even if it's in your phone or online or something like that. It will blow your mind when you go back and read it later, because all those dots that didn't make any sense will start to be connected.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Very cool. Oh, I love that, fortune cookies. Nice. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Spirit is unlimited, truly unlimited.
Yeah. And Susan, I didn't mention this, but I probably have time for one more, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot to tell you, I'd be here for 2 hours. I sit in my trance circle. And so anyways, TMI, but there you have it.
That's not TMI. What do you mean? You sat in your trance circle? You have to explain what the trance circle is.
So every 2 weeks, I sit in a trance circle. So we're all developing some mediumistic power, healing power. And so every 2 weeks, I sit with a group. And tonight's the night. It's every second Thursday. So yeah.
So we got to go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we sometimes can get on here and go, one, spirit is powering us.
I know.
But the problem is, when we're done, when we don't have that energy, we're like toast. So yes, we're gonna have to like end our session. We've got 667 people here. Kevin and I do this pretty regularly. You can also please go to Kevin's channel, check out his website. Is it the kevinthehealingmedium.com now?
I changed it. It's Kevin Lewis Medium. It used to be the Healing Medium, but it's
Kevin
now
Lewis Medium, you guys. Yeah. Kevin Lewis Medium. I'm pretty sure I have it in the chat below. Thank you all so much for joining us. Sorry, usually we go just a little bit longer, but you know what? We'll be back.
We will indeed. Thanks so much, Susan, and thanks everybody. Great questions, great energy.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Take really good care of yourselves, okay? We'll see you.
Bye, everybody.